Welcome to the Saab Podcast!
So, I've been keeping track of my sleep.
I have been too.
Sobra. As in, like, it's pretty crazy. Like, and when you reach your 30s, sleep is the greatest thing ever.
Sobrang
I
yabang.
love it. I love
Tsaka grabe yung yabang na ngayon. Mga, anong sleep score mga gabi?
Pero yabang, yeah, actually.
When you're with
Pero
like...
sarap talaga ng tulog.
Yeah.
Grabe.
I think medyo...
Mas masarap than milk tea. Really, di ba?
Yeah.
Tulog o milk tea?
Of course, tulog.
Tulog o kape?
Tulog.
Tulog o TV?
Tulog.
Okay na.
Daming rules.
Okay.
Okay, kasi
Okay,
we're talking
so-
about health today.
Yeah, and I think, I was wondering if, like, what is better? Kasi nung time namin, back in the day,
Yuck! That's so annoying. I think we have earned that.
I guess when we say back in the day, nung wala pang, hindi pa siya TikTok overload and you can't Google everything. Okay?
Yes.
It was, the definition of healthy was so easy. It was, nagji-gym ka ba? Are you drinking protein shakes?
Yeah.
Basically, now it's way more complicated.
P90X.
P90X,
Taibo. Nabot mo si Taibo. Taibo is the name of the guy, right?
No, that was the name of the program.
Stupid.
So parang mga DVDs, meron ka bang DVDs?
Yes.
Nagji-gym ka ba? Yung concept rin of gym before was so, honestly, like, swerte nyo ngayon. Kasi before, parang nakakatawa kasi hindi ka pwede pumunta sa gym kung hindi ka gayot.
Yeah, and alam mo, with the definition of like healthy and fit back then, the reason why I thought of myself as hindi talaga ako healthy because I never went to the gym. And like because I didn't go to the gym, parang yung insecurity ko dun, I judged people who went to the gym, especially when we were in college. It's like, who's got time to go to the gym? Pero deep inside, I'm like, sana nagagawa ko rin yun.
Yun nga eh. Tapos nakakatawa, every time nga pagpunta mo sa isang gym, like fitness first or whatever, puro Hulk.
Yeah.
Puro the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Puro the Hulk.
The Hulk. Mga kana Carlos Agassi, gano'n.
Hindi nga eh. Parang I would have okay pa nga yun, pero puro the Hulk.
What does that mean?
Mga mga taguro.
So talagang yung
As in,
yung parang yung neck direct to
parang
the
ganon.
shoulders.
And it was weird because like
We're not body shaming here, okay?
You therefore felt like I can't go to the gym because may taguro. Kailangan taguro ka para pumunta sa gym.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's more about us and what we think.
And I think that shaped, for the longest time, for us, that shaped what healthy was. Okay? So again, because nga, there was no information before. There was no yoga. There was no, there was no...
There was yoga.
No. Sabi.
But not as big as now. No, kasi my parents had a yogi
I know.
come to the house. I'm sobrang privileged. That's
So annoying. I'm so sorry for exposing my parents.
You know naman what I mean eh.
Okay, like, but you can't say like there's no yoga.
What you
gotta say is like there was no like yoga alok culture,
That's where I was headed.
But the way you say it, I had to correct you because yoga has been around for years and years and years even before you were born.
Okay. Sige. So yun naman yung point. Hindi naman na walang yoga. Annoying.
I know, I'm sorry.
Cute. Okay.
So today we're talking about our idea of health. Okay. What?
Before that, I just wanted to say nga na before, it was like Pilates. Walang ganon. Walang running. Walang, parang...
Actually,
no, there
running.
were the options and the amount of information. Wala. It was just like, gayot, taguro ka ba? Nasa gym ka ba? Nagbe-bench press ka ba? Nagpa-protein shake ka ba? Kung hindi, good luck. Ganon.
So we're going to talk about how our idea of health has changed and how it's not just about physical fitness anymore, right?
Yeah. Kasi I think I felt this the most nung pandemic na because, oh my God, the world is ending and, I'm so scared. So the only thing I'll do is I'll do everything in excess, right? So one of the things in excess was like going to the gym. Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to work out twice a day.
We built a gym at home.
I'm gonna learn how to freaking
It's a go.
And I suddenly on top of that also was not just the gym, but even with work. Like Sabi and I were like, because nga, pandemic, everything was so uncertain. So I kept pushing her. Now we have to do whatever input we gave prior to the pandemic. It has to be times 10
Yeah.
because our kids need food.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then basically I was masking my stress by doing too much, by doing something productive, by go 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 go. And I realized na parang physically, yes, I was getting fitter, I was getting stronger, but I was becoming like I was becoming broken. Actually,
Yeah.
and nakakatawa nga kasi because of this, it was during the pandemic that I did seek help because nga I was experiencing like problems with my mental health.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and I and you can easily mask that
Yeah.
again with like a new project, a new ganyan,
Yeah.
like, go 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 gym.
Yeah, but I think the great realization that we had during the pandemic is because we grew up in life thinking na parang everything is it's about go 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 hustle hustle hustle, but sometimes the best way to move forward is to actually stop. Isn't that great? Like
I love
that
it.
to move forward, you've got to stop.
Sino sabi nun? Kim Kardashian?
No, it's ano, Saab Magalona, Chaos
Ah.
Control Club, shout out. Kim Kardashian.
The only way to move forward is stop.
Anyway,
So actually,
mental health.
So now, that's why we have been really pushing that we have Chaos Control Club and yeah, my podcasting Less Anxious. Those are results of all the work we've done. So aside from the bench press and the trying to become taguros, please Google taguro if you don't know
I
what
was
I'm
gonna
talking
say
about.
like Taguro is a character from Ghost Fighter, right?
Google
Okay.
nyo yung taguro or Google nyo yung the Hulk.
The
The Hulk. The Hulk.
The Hulk? Ano yun?
The Hulk.
Is that different from the Hulk?
The Hulk.
Ah, okay. Wala mo.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we are taguroing our mental health. That's what we've been trying to do, and that's why we now have resources to share. Actually, which is in our
Yes.
clubs and all these things. But
Today we're talking about the 4 pillars of health that we are now finally prioritizing aside from the
from taguroing, so we're taguroing everything. So
Ah.
ito yung 4 na tinataguro namin.
Hindi siya aside from physical fitness because of course kasali rin yun.
Dapat pala yung episode title na to, ano?
There's no, okay, from now on until the end of the episode, there's no mention of Taguro.
The Hulk.
Stop. Okay.
Okay, the first one is mental health. Okay? Nakakatawa because prior to this, and even again in our time, okay, in our time, there was when in my first anxiety attack, I actually saw a neurologist, okay? And I just remember that neurologist, he made me do these things. Like he made me do like touch my nose and like balance on a whatever. Yung gagawin mo pag may aswang. You look between your legs. Yeah, yung ganon. So I did all those things and he just pretty much said, ito. And then gave me like this drug. And it was like an incredibly strong, in short, like a tranquilizer.
Yeah.
And nakakatawa kasi he didn't even talk to me and say like, this is, I think you're dealing with anxiety, whatever. It's just like, bang, So anyway, ang point nun
That
is,
wasn't great.
yeah. Well, I think I just wanted to share that because most people are probably living in environments or in situations where that is the norm. Now we don't kind of talk about it. Either gamutin mo yan or hindi nga gamutin eh. Pero it's like
Wala yan.
it's something we
Ganon?
we would ignore.
Wala yan.
Yeah.
Nasa isip mo lang
Nasa
yan.
isip mo lang yan. Tumakbo ka na lang. And I used to say that. Seriously. Like, I think in the early days of the podcast, I would say, like, if you're feeling low, totoo naman though. Like,
it can be
can
helpful.
help. It can help. But I think it's more of go, go, go. And then, like, si Saab, she used to not, until now, has a hard time resting. Diba? Parang because you feel,
I'm like, really?
I mean, like, parang, because nga, you
True
really-
rest. Kasi nagbe-binge watch ako.
Yeah.
And kasi diba, I talk about this in our club na rest is not just lying in bed and then like distracting yourself from your emotions, because rest should be restorative. So if you're trying to numb yourself and trying to run away from how you're feeling, that's actually not resting. That's you numbing yourself.
And nakakatawa nga, I actually asked this question. What's wrong with numbing yourself? Like, I mean, if you're not gonna be an asshole because you're numbing yourself, isn't that good? And the point is, if you keep numbing and shoving these things down, the explosion that's bound to happen will just get worse.
It's
and
gonna
worse.
catch up
It's
to
gonna
you.
catch up. So
yeah.
why does it matter? Because basically you can't truly be healthy if you're making decisions, you're living your life dependent on anxiety, anger, or stress that basically it will manifest in your relationships, your sleep, your body. And I think now
We can see how it affects talaga everything, right? Like from parenting, from our relationship, our marriage, and even the way we can show up for work. So hindi mo na talaga siya pwedeng ma-ignore.
definitely. And I think yung pinag-usapan, yung isa pa is that we talked about it in a previous episode din like about false anxiety and your body giving you signs that there's something wrong, or you're doing stuff to your body that's actually causing you stress that you could easily fix.
Call out ko lang rin yung mas nakakatawa kasi we're like kind of on that territory of nung panahon namin. Meron kasing mga tao now who will say that spitefully na nung panahon namin wala namang ganyan eh, 'di ba? And I think it's important then that while the older generation definitely had big struggles during their time, they also did not go through this whole social media thing, because seeing everything and all the bad things that are happening in the world all at once, it's way, 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 way heavy on our mental health. So that's something that's never been dealt with before. So definitely nakakatawa, it's not just in your head, but it also is in your head. You got to take care of it. Okay?
I can't.
All right. So si Kim Kardashian nagsabi na, it's not just, Courtney.
It's not just in your head, but it's also in your head.
We know a lot of couples also that parang another pillar that that actually causes most people with the stress and anxiety is financial.
Oh, definitely.
So we didn't grow up kami we like we just talked about like preserve money, or basically have this notion that it's not
Scarcity?
it's not enough.
Is it scarcity
and
mindset?
it's not even ako, in fairness to my parents, like it wasn't about greed. Like it's not like how our politicians are.
Ay, patama.
It's never about like I need a new like my we were never spoiled that way na parang
Wala kang bagong phone kapag may bagong labas?
Wala.
Uy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Kaya ako, talagang not at all. Sobrang hindi. If ever, like, kunwari, I still remember, like, if, like, the first time I had to get a PlayStation 1, I had to get 95 all grades. And I did it.
Great.
So, anyway, I think
Congratulations.
it's the understanding of money, but it lives in a state of fear. Na parang it's not enough. Mauubos siya, and like you have to keep doing stuff, keep moving to make sure that you have enough.
Isn't that scarcity?
Parang I think parang basically I think we grew up thinking that being financially healthy was like not being in debt. But now that we're parents and we've gone through so much in life, and we're realizing that it's more than that. It's not just being in debt, not being in debt, not being in trouble, but just like having options.
Having options.
Right.
Having options is a good way to think about it, na parang meron kang peace of mind knowing na we're covered if something happens. Pero I'm also I'm in the camp na hindi pwedeng savings. I'm like, but you also have to think about like what are you saving up for, diba?
True.
So there is those things na rainy day fund. Pero hindi pwedeng laging like, hindi ka na nag-enjoy ng buhay kasi kailangan ng lagi meron kang ganitong
True.
binibuild. So, yeah, definitely that's something to think about. So we did mental health, financial health. Financial health, why does it matter? It's because it's one of the biggest silent killers of mental health. The
For
first
sure.
pillar.
Actually, nakakatawa nga. Like, I listen to a bunch of podcasts, and most of the like, and actually yung kay Joe Bonifacio.
Okay, akala ko Rogan. I'm like, oh.
And it's like he constantly talks about like the fear of not having enough money,
Yeah.
and that's his like the thing that cripples him. And I totally understand. Like as a father, that's me. And nung pandemic, yun yung nangyari, right? And that's what happens. And because now it's so ingrained in us as men. My dad raised us that way. Na parang we have to provide, or we have to. You have to keep your family safe. Keep your family safe. That's our definition of don't let the bears come in the cave.
Gets.
Right?
Okay.
That's our mode. So, I guess I think what changed the most for us is realizing that it doesn't mean we need to be rich, like parang have a pool and whatever, or like have 15 Land Cruisers. I think what I want and what we've agreed is we don't want to be scared. We don't want to be in a position that we're always in a constant fear, a constant state of fear. Na parang, oh shit, my bill. Oh shit,
Yeah.
we have to pay for something. You know?
And I think the first step, if you're having this stress about your financial health, is stop running away from it. You gotta open up your accounts, write down what the truth is. Like what is in your account, and write down what do you guys spend on. Seeing it just laid out like that, it's a huge help. So I
Nakakatawa kasi, for sure, maraming pilosopo. And my 20-year-old version of myself would say, so lagi ko, wala.
wala kang ginagastusan?
Hindi, I mean, yung sabi mo kasi, you'll write down your accounts.
So zero?
Zero.
So paano ka nagbabayad ng kahit ano?
Nung time na yun.
So that's your truth.
Hindi,
You
that's the
say-
truth nga. Yun,
yeah.
yun nga yung sasagutin ko. Na, that's the truth. You're not...
So wag kang gumastos. Diba? Hindi
Yeah,
pwedeng,
that's the
oh,
truth. That's
yeah.
the truth. I think this next one, nakakatawa because we talked about taguroing and duhulk. But physical health is important. And I want to go back to, this is the third pillar. It's not the whole story, but it is important.
Very
Because
important.
you can't give from an empty cup.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Can't
yes.
pour from an empty cup. So I think one book that really helped me in changing my perspective on physical health is the one by the now canceled Peter Attia, friend of Kevin Spacey, Peter Attia. His book Outlive, he pretty much says like that there are 4 horsemen of death. They're
Okay.
the 4 horsemen of death.
Can I guess?
Go.
Smoking?
No.
Ay, sitting?
No.
No sleep?
No.
Sabi
Hindi,
niya.
it's cancer,
Okay.
heart disease,
Okay.
dementia, and something. I forget. So anyway,
Ano ba yan? Grabe naman. Konting research naman. The 4 horsemen of death because hindi ko alam. I mean, pretty...
that's how
okay.
you wing it. So anyway,
I'm gonna search it. Go.
he says na the reason why that the 4 horsemen of death are usually and the quality of life that we have in the future is so dependent on the basic stuff. Na usually yung 4 na to, or the deterioration of life usually happens because the foundation nga is not good. So kunwari, an example is you usually what happens is you trip on stairs, you fall. Therefore you can't walk as much. Then because you're not walking as much, magkaka-dementia ka. Or something like that. Or parang ang point niya is like the path to the 4 horsemen is very, very fast. Okay?
And it's basic
It
stuff.
could be very, very fast. That's why maganda na you could na while you still have the capability, you build a stronger base.
Okay. So the 4 horsemen. Four horsemen, the four leading causes of death: cardiovascular disease, cancer,
Tama
neurodegenerative
ako.
disease, and metabolic
Metabolic. Oh, yun.
disease.
So, yun, metabolic. So, I guess yun. And now, because of that, I realized na, syempre sa amin, we have a different life situation. Like, when we changed our why, when I said na, I don't want, I don't know how Pancho will be if a few years from now, right?
Yeah.
So I need to be strong enough to carry him.
I picture him as being bigger, heavier, despite like I don't know what his mobility will be, but I do want to be strong enough to support him.
To
So
carry.
that is a big why,
So I
or a big
think,
why for me.
and now I know that can't be completely relatable to everyone, but I think what can be relatable is knowing the why. And
You can be single. You don't have. I was gonna say you don't have kids, but I said you don't have friends. No, I mean, parang you want to be able to still see your friends, have fun, enjoy life, and I think to be able to do those things, guys, you have to have regular meals, enough water in your day, take your vitamins. You don't have to be like kailangan 50 minutes at the gym every single day. No, it has to be like you got to take care of yourself every day in the little things because it adds up. Okay, but going to the gym doesn't hurt. Okay, your body is still your house, and you can't live in a collapsing building, right? You can't work on your financial health. You can't work on your mental health if the building is broken. So you got to take care of it. And remember, even if you're not 22 anymore, well, I don't want to be 22.
Wala ka-
20, bitter yan, charot. We're not 22 anymore. And every time yun nga, we trip or something, isn't it ang sakit na recovery takes a lot longer? So it's not unlimited. Our energy and our sleep, it's definitely something to take care of. Physical wellness is not just aesthetic, right? It's also very important to understand that it's foundational.
pero, well,
What?
you know.
What?
Sorry.
Sige, basagin mo ako.
Hindi. Tama naman.
So annoying. Okay, go.
Tama naman.
I wasn't looking for approval, but go off. Jirit. Ano, what?
Hindi, ang point ko is, yeah, I mean, we can't recover na but I would like to say that, we obviously always joke na parang in our 20s, dealing with a hangover was different, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What
hangover?
Yeah, but I do want to say na parang it really depends yun naman eh. Parang I would say that Saab now is so much stronger physically than Saab in her 20s.
For sure.
Yeah, because you were eating
But
a
I
lot
was-
of junk, and you weren't sleeping. I mean, you didn't go to the gym.
So? No, just kidding.
I mean, seriously, Sam. Like
No, it's true.
the
I mean, I
amount
was
of-
born
and even
strong.
and even your mental health now. I mean, sorry. The fact that you get to do all these things in a day, you take care of 2 kids, you work. For you to manage that mental load, it just means that you are physically so much stronger.
That's true.
Just imagine if you had your 20-year-old physical
I would have given up.
garbage
Garbage consuming self. Thanks. Anyway, but it's true. And nakakatawa kasi parang siyang chicken and egg, no? Parang hindi ka maka-workout kasi yung mental health mo is like, no, ayoko. Pero your mental health is also taking
Yeah,
it really
yeah,
badly
tama.
because you're not working out. So it's
So
like,
actually the answer to that,
have money.
No.
Financial health.
the
The answer to that is don't think about what it is, but just the why of it nga. So it's a mental health and a physical health thing. Na why do I want to get out of bed? Oh, it's so that my body will feel better. And I want my body to feel better because I love my body. I love myself. And
Correct.
I want to take care of myself. And then it's gonna go, mag-snowball na yan into you feeling a lot better. Anyway,
Okay.
the last pillar of health, environmental health, the one that we didn't realize was actually affecting everything, right? Because I mean, while a part of environmental health is, of course, climate change, and I can't believe people still don't believe in it. It's wild. It's also remembering that environmental health is, it also includes our personal environment, like the things around you. For me, a messy house gives me a messy brain because
Mm-hmm.
clutter leads to overstimulation. Jim is looking at my desk right now. Yeah, but you know what? For me, because maganda yung mental health ko, I'm like, I see it. It's a little cluttered and it could be better, but it's not what's
I'm not even looking at
you are. I
anything.
saw you. Jim, maganda yung mental health ko. What are you trying to say about me? Just kidding. So, if there's clutter, there's overstimulation, even in the sounds, I'm super
Mm.
stimulated by like sounds. When there's music playing, the kids are screaming, even if they're happy, I get like, oh my gosh, like I'm overstimulated and I get cranky.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen to you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I definitely get it. Like, ako to a fault nga, my problem is I really can't start my day if like my desk is a mess or
You're looking at my desk again, Jim.
no, like if things are
It's
cluttered.
just a warning.
But I would like to go a step
Not
deeper
even that messy.
beyond the I think the personal now, with the world we live in, I think the personal environment that's more critical is our phones.
Oh yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
more than the clutter of the desks and
Mm-mm.
everything, it's like that's why I personally I delete Instagram once every other day. I really put apps to block.
Yeah.
I don't look na at Twitter. Although I really want to know. I really want to see what's going on with the NBA
Oh my gosh,
playoffs.
alam mo, I'm so proud of myself. I haven't had Twitter for I think almost a year.
Yeah, yung reels though.
Yeah, I know, but it's a good tip that Jim told me. He said, just delete it when you're, kasi, so of course it's part of my job, right? So after I post in the morning, I delete it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then I just download it again in the morning when I need to post.
Yeah, it's not even hard to keep doing that.
Because I see it. Like if I scroll, like I'm gonna keep scrolling.
And nakakatawa, I know all the science behind the doom scrolling. I get sucked in it. Like especially kunwari nagko-commute ka or like you're before nga what I really hated when I realized oh my god, like I need to change my environment is like every time I had to pee, I'd be on like what you're doing wrong.
I need to watch series while I'm taking a shower.
That's weird.
Is it?
I mean, that's intense. But I prefer series than
Then syempre, ang naman to scroll ka, ganon.
ganon.
May ganon
Ako,
pa?
nagka-time na ganon ako.
No.
Na-hassle pa. Kunwari, let's say, pangit yung timing mo na
Yeah.
nag-shower ka, may shampoo, and then parang,
Oh my gosh,
why
that's
these protein shakes don't work?
What? This is why eggs are bad for you.
So anyway.
Oh my gosh. But I am going to commit to it. I don't want to watch something while I'm doing self-care stuff, okay?
That's cool.
I don't want to do it anymore. I don't need to watch something while I'm brushing my teeth, but I can listen to a podcast.
Yes.
Something as good as Wake Up with Jim and Saab would
Ako
be
podcast
nice.
lagi.
Yeah, podcasts are
lagi.
fun. Yeah, podcasts are fun.
Okay.
So remember, your environment influences your habits, your mood, and your stress. Even the small changes that you can do, like fresh air or cleaner counters, they can definitely impact your mental clarity.
Yeah. And actually, kaya nga, right before recording this podcast, it smelled like may patay na daga dito. We don't know why, but
This is
it
not. We don't live
affected-
here, okay?
yeah, it affected someone killed a rat last night.
I don't know. Is it? I don't think they're.
Couldn't you have thrown it out, man?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
We're gonna look for that.
the
I
rat.
think feeling ko hindi siya rat. Feeling ko parang naiwan
Baka
siyang.
turbo rat.
Feeling ko it's like naiwan na dairy or something.
Most probably it's like one of your drinks.
I don't. I threw out the anyway. Let's talk about it
Yeah,
offline.
okay.
But so again, if your surroundings are chaotic, your thoughts will be too. So you cannot thrive in survival mode. Okay, which brings us to the fact that there are so many ways to be healthy, and luckily there are brands out there who are helping us embrace that. These days, being healthy doesn't look like it used to. And honestly, that's a good thing. Whether it's finally getting your finances in order, working on your mental health, or making small lifestyle changes, everyone deserves to define their own version of healthy. AIA Philippines gets that. They believe health isn't one size fits all, and they actually have support for every kind of wellness journey. For physical health, there's AIA Vitality, a science backed program that literally rewards you for being healthy. For mental health, you've got access to Medicard's network of professionals. For financial health, their insurance plans and life planners can guide you toward long term peace of mind. And they're even committed to environmental sustainability, helping make sure our surroundings are part of our health too. So, whether your version of healthy is sleeping better, saving more, or finally setting boundaries, AIA can help you get there. Visit aia.com.ph to learn more.
Solid.
Solid. Okay.
Dami
So,
pala nilang ano.
again,
Anyway.
our version of healthy in 2025. Ikaw, Jim, what does healthy look like for you right now?
10 hours of sleep.
10 hours. Sarap.
Kidding. 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Drinking 10 liters of water.
10? Jim, there's such a thing as drowning.
Kidding. 8 hours of sleep.
Ito na naman
3 liters of water.
Akala ko hindi na tayo go, go, go.
Following the Baron method, which is like the new diet we're doing, which is basically no processed food. It's been helping me not have like sugar crashes. And basically being a happy dad. Yeah.
I like that. For me, it's about not feeling guilty for resting, like actually resting or saying no to things. Like I love saying no to so many things. Before I couldn't say no to stuff. Like I have to say yes and please everyone. And I think it's very healthy for me to start saying, no, I can't do that. No, I can't go there. No, and not having to explain myself super and parang justifying why. I just like, oh, sorry, I can't. Nope. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I want you guys, if you're listening to this, to start defining your own healthy, what's healthy to you, and not compare yourself to others. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to be healthy. You just have to start listening to what your version of healthy looks like. So think about it. What does your version of healthy look like?
So pwede kang, technically, you don't have to be Taguro. Pwede kang maging Eugene.
Or the Hulk.
Pwede kang maging the Hulk. Pwede kang maging Alfred. Right?
Sino yung favorite mo dun?
Eugene.
Eugene. Ako si Dennis.
May nakita akong poster ng isang government official. Pangalan niya Reagan.
Reagan?
With that, bye.
Bye!